Discovering Wednesdays. My name is Sidra Jafri, and it is my absolute honor and pleasure to be here almost every day at this time and transmit to you the brand new vibration which we can play with and building the we world together. Today we are exploring generosity, which is a facet of divine masculine's vibration, which is mercy, and we're going to go into the details soon. But before, let me say hello to who is here. Hello Nikki, hello Sarita, hello Yanis, hello Aisha, and hello Dimple. Hi Mukesh, hello Kiran, and hello Anna. Yes, you can't see me because yesterday I've decided that I'm taking a 2-week vanity break, meaning that I'm out from the camera working on myself and really taking time out, because it can get so intense. And it goes back to Nikki's point that she said that the energies right now globally are so intense and we can hardly manage to do basic things in life. So I want to keep life basic whilst we're going through this massive transition from one vibrational grid to the other vibrational grid. So cut out anything that's not necessary. And I realized like makeup is not necessary at this given moment, so I decided to give it a miss for the next 2 weeks, going through the cleansing period. And I suggest you guys do the same. Try and cut down your doing things, try and cut down your activities, and just be with yourself. Make the most of this great time that we have all entered together as a collective consciousness. So be very kind to yourself and be very generous to yourself. And my motto in this, at this stage of the game, your job as much as it needs to be done. That's the game, because now previously we were all looking to succeed and it was the game of success, and now it's changed. It's the game of survival. Survival meaning keeping your soul alive, keeping your spirit high, keeping your intention clear. And as long as you can do that, all rest of the stuff will happen. Is always needing to be paid, and food is always needing to be lived on. So that's part of life, that's part of the cycle. That you are supposed to take on board and see how can you pull yourself from these vibrations. That's your job for the next 3 months. Actually, we have this massive portal opened until the 10th of October, which means that until the 10th of October we will be experiencing a lot of shifts and feel a bit off grid, in between grids. Emotions will come up, things that we haven't thought about in years and years and years will come on the surface, and it's all really good. So make sure that you know deep down that all is well and it's happening for a reason. That's the only way we can serve this great, amazing, beautiful shift that the entire world is experiencing. And a lot of shaking, a lot of people crossing over, because these are intense time, and alongside being intense, these are strange times, meaning things that you will experience, and that's very exciting. So get very excited about all these massive planetary changes. We all hear about those planetary changes, and we're all read revolutions and the history in the making, and all those great people who took initiative and overcame their limitations of being humans and did what needed to be done. And guess what? This is the time, like we are experiencing that time where each and every one of us in our own unique way has to become the Nelson Mandelas of the world, to become the Steve Jobs of the world, to become the Martin Luther dream for the world. That's where we are, and I want us to make the most of this space with this point of view in life, that right now after once the revolution is created, it is lived for at least few hundred years, and for the next few hundred years people people are born in that grid and keep following that grid until the next cycle of evolution comes and that grid is broken. And this is that time, meaning that for the last few 300, 400, 500 years, our people who created the revolution, we lived those. And now we have the opportunity to build a grid for our future generation to follow and enhance upon. That is such a beautiful space to be in. And that's what is required from us, each and every one of you. Stop thinking about my family, my relationships, my life, my money, my that. The time of me has gone, and the time of genuinely being in the we has come, which means that what about our children? What about our businesses? What about our relationships? What about our health? What about our wealth? How are we contributing towards creating this history, towards building this grid, which our children and their children will follow? So now your task has changed. You're not looking for a better relationship, or you're not looking for a better job or a better house or a better purpose. You are actually looking to live an experience which your children and their children can follow. So it's such an honorary and a privileged position to be in your own vibrational escrows, meaning in your own ancestral lines. You are the leaders of the conscious edge, which means that you are setting the path for your future progeny. And that's why one of the biggest vibrations that we are exploring today is the vibration of generosity. And in order to enter the world of we, in order to be the history makers, in order to be the movers and shakers of the world, we have to experience ourselves as generosity. And how do we experience ourselves as generosity? Generosity is just like breathing. A lot of times, and it stems from the vibration of being enough. So when you know you are enough, when you know you have enough and you do enough, then you naturally are happy to share that enoughness with others. When you share the enoughness with others, you are experiencing yourself as generosity, which is a facet of divine masculine. So divine masculine is the energy of mercy, which is letting go, and generosity is the vibration of sharing. So one vibration is letting go, which is when you let it go, and generosity is you expand it through sharing. And a lot of people find it hard to experience generosity because most of us are plugged into this mass collective consciousness of scarcity. True? Have you experienced that sometimes your friend or your family member or someone wants something from you, maybe a book, or maybe your best outfit, or maybe something that's important to you, and a part of you wants to give it to them, and a part of you think, oh shoot, but if I give it, I won't have it. Have you thought that? Yes, exactly. A lot of time it happens that we want to be generous, we want to be giving, yet there's tiny little voice inside us that says, but what about you? Have you thought of you? Have you thought of yourself? What will you do? And that doesn't allow us to experience true generosity, true open-heartedness, true sense of it's okay. And by a lot of people confuse generosity with just money. Being generous with money doesn't mean that you are generous. It just means being in generosity mean you are generous with compliments, you are generous with food, you are generous with sharing your space, you're generous with sharing your ideas, your beliefs, your thought forms, something that will change people's life. That's being generous. That's share, when you share things that are value to you, and you know that it will value the other person as much. That's when you are experiencing generosity. Yes, Mama, sharing is everything, because we live in a shared cosmic planet. We are not alone species on this planet. We are actually sharing this planet with angels, with elementals, with jinns, with other creatures. And a lot of times the reason, the major reason of conflict in Earth is scarcity, is me world, which says it is my, what about my children? What about my family? What about my stuff? And even parents go into this subconscious comparison or envy between children, and start to compare their children, instead of seeing, actually, if we live in the we world, so it's our children. If one child is successful, which means out of all the children, meaning all children are celebrating that. And if one child is not feeling well, meaning all children are required to be treated in the shared space. Yes. Thank you for writing in comments. It's really, really amazing to see that it's integrating. So I'd really appreciate if you can keep interacting on the chat, and if you're liking, or if you are agreeing, or if you're contemplating on the idea, make sure you write it in the chat box. It gives me a good energetic reading of if you guys are still here, or if I've left you on some other dimension. It helps us to keep a track. Okay, somebody said it is difficult to feel like that for people, though, however much we would like to. I think, Sam, it's a matter of belief. It's a matter of mass consciousness. It's a matter of conscious programming, how you are brought up. And the good news is that it doesn't matter how you are brought up. You can decide to experience yourself as whatever you can decide to experience yourself. Okay, somebody's asked a question. Can generosity bring abundance? Generosity brings abundance. I think, for me personally, abundance is the vibration. The expression of that vibration is generosity. Only when somebody feels abundant, then they feel generous, because they know they have enough. So when a person is not feeling abundant, then generosity is tarnished with resent, a little bit of contempt, saying, oh, I don't have it, but I'm being a martyr, or because it's my need to be liked by you, that I will give it to you at my expense. And that's what stops us from being in true generous spirit of generosity, when we are not feeling enough, which is what we covered in the last week's transmission. If you haven't experienced the last week's transmission, make sure you update yourself with all the transmission. If I were you, I would listen to yesterday's one over and over again. That was absolutely magical, the transmission we did with the connection with the elements. It was so beautiful. Okay, somebody just asked, what tips do you have for getting into the feeling vibration of generosity to feel generous without fear? I feel tips, I don't know how to give you doing generosity tips, because the grid that we have entered is the grid of vibration, is the grid of frequency. So the way you can tap into the vibration of generosity is by feeling abundant, by feeling enough. And one of the key things to experience yourself as generosity is knowing the foundation that it's a we world, that we are always sharing everything. If we share the base fundamental element of living, which is oxygen, which is air, we share that air generously with the entire planet, and the air is able to hold alive the entire earth. So meaning that by default, the planet is abundant, and the planet is generous, and the planet is kind, and the planet is caring, and the planet is loving. So why aren't we being in alignment with what our planet is reflecting to us by giving us abundant air, abundant water, abundant minerals, abundant wood? And it's about connecting and relating and recognizing that the illusion of scarcity, the illusion of time is based on fear, and fear is not real. Fear is installed by those who understand the power of abundance. Because if you truly understand how abundant you are, and if you truly understand that all these elements are in alignment with you, then your actions, little actions, would reflect that. Your tiny actions. Because somebody just asked that, how do we actually integrate this as opposed to just intellectually understanding it? That's a very good question. For me personally, how do I integrate generosity into day-to-day life would be, and how would I know I'm in that vibration, is when I'm driving and somebody's is looking to get in the way, I would give them way. If someone's cut me off, I'll let them go. If I'm standing in the queue and I pay for the person in front of me for their coffee, so I can experience myself as generosity. So it's tiny things. It's how do you react when people upset you? Do you generously let it go, or do you behold? Are you stingy in your physical expressions, in your emotional expression? Do you hold back on compliments? Do you find yourself criticizing more? This is how you activate. This is how you know if you are in generous vibe, or if you are in stingy vibe. I love it. Somebody said I'm stingy. Great. If you are stingy and do it with awareness, it's amazing, because the stinginess is just a vibration where generosity is not present. It's not good or bad, right or wrong. It's just a vibration that some people want to experience. For me, one of my guilty vibrations that I like to experience is meanness. I love being mean, and sometimes I love being rude. And we all should have some vibrations which makes us feel human and makes us feel the duality of this planet. Because if we all go all loving, all kind, all compassion, which is great, but we're still missing the point of this planet. This dimension, the third dimension, is based on law of duality, law of contrast. With right is wrong, with good is bad, with happiness is sadness, with joy is upset. So we are part of this dimension where both are equally important. So just like in the old grid, we used to ask you to pick the vibration, the qualities of divine you want to experience yourself as, and we used to pick like self-acceptance, self-love, compassion, and then we used to infuse our lives with that. Now the paradigm is to pick and choose both vibrations, where you are saying, okay, I want to experience the qualities of the divine when the divine is present, and I want to experience the qualities of the divine when the divine is not present. Anger, envy, jealousy, stinginess, poverty, arrogance, whatever, these are the vibrations of the divine where the divine is not present. So because it's a law of duality and you have to pick all your experiences, so why don't you pick the non-duality, non-source frequency yourself? So you, even when you're entering darkness with awareness. Ascension is about moving away from duality. To be honest, Dimple, I don't know what anything is about anymore. For me personally, it's a brand new game. It's a brand new vibration, and all of us are experiencing this change based on who we are, based on who we are showing up as a result of these changes. Okay. I'll answer one question and then we'll be ready to go at 2020. We're exploring generosity. First, we travel into enough ourselves as generosity. And Katrina just asked that, what about understanding the difference between generosity and waste of money? I think understanding the difference would be you'll understand the difference when you question the reason why you are spending that money. What is your intention behind giving a gift to that person? Is it your need to be liked, or you genuinely are inspired to make them happy? And that's where you will know the difference between generosity and waste of money. Okay, guys, we're ready to activate generosity. Let's go. If you are ready, please write yes in your chat box or YOLO, whichever one you want. Excellent. Now, if you could close your eyes and take a deep breath in and a breath out. Focusing on your breathing helps you to quieten your mind. So just focus on your present and imagine a wonderful wave of relaxation starting from the top of your head, relaxing all your mental body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body, dissolving all those doubts, fears, judgments, indecisions, confusions, and allowing this beautiful wave to relax your body from the top all the way down to the tip of your toes. So every nerve, every fiber, every cell in your body is bathing in this beautiful light. And as you call upon light, you imagine that light is surrounding you and you are surrounded by light. And gently lifting up, up, up and above, dissolving the room you're in, the city you're in, the country you're in, the continent you're in. You imagine yourself this beautiful starry sky, so many stars. One is the brightest star. That is your star planet. So you imagine yourself just gently landing in your star planet. Every nerve, every fiber, every cell in your body just opens up beautifully, so relaxed, so calm. You find yourself in your most favorite place, where you feel most comfortable. Beautiful. Feel the love, the joy, the peace radiating inside you, allowing you to experience a remembrance experience. Time before time, the end of time, after time. Feel the circle of life. Many times you've experienced this. Many times you've been here. Sometimes you remembered why you were there. Sometimes you were left confused, distorted, broken, misunderstood. But today, all is changing. Because you are remembering who you are. A combination of these beautiful elements of nature: water, air, earth, fire. Feel the combination of all these elements inside you. And just take a moment to become present to who you are. And ask for the spirit of fire to give you courage to change the things that are needed to change. And ask the flexibility of water to grant you acceptance of all that is and all there is. Asking the clarity of air to allow you to see the vision of who you are and why you are here. With humbly asking the support of earth to accept you so you feel centered, grounded, with the knowing that you are walking your path. And when you have the alignment of these elements, you are enough. You have enough, and you do enough. You emanate the vibration of enoughness. Feel all your cells in your body tingling with this beautiful light, gold, sparkly green, that is giving all your timeline memories of enoughness, past, present, future, allowing your Akashic records to be edited. And any memories that are not in alignment of experiencing enough are being dissolved, released, removed, and cleared, allowing you to be 100% in harmony and enough. Beautiful. Now you imagine how your life is changing when you are enough. How are you experiencing the world, people? Abundance surrounds you. Generosity is your way of being. Generous with words, generous with kindness, generous with actions, generous with power. See, feel, imagine, or hear your entire future timeline changing as a result of you activating the cellular structure and resonate at core frequency of enough. Enough love to move you. Enough pain to keep you humble. Enough drive for you to achieve your goal. Enough flexibility to accept all manifestations. Beautiful. And whenever you're ready, slowly and gradually, bring your consciousness into this beautiful body, allowing all information to be integrated with ease and grace. It has been my absolute honor and pleasure to be your guide on this journey. Thank you for listening. And whenever you're ready, you can just open your eyes and welcome back. How was it? Have some water, please. Lots and lots of water is required. As you can tell, I'm recovering from flu, so my voice is not that great. Apologies for that. I hope you enjoyed the transmission. How do we get a replay of Conscious Upgrade? You have to ask the tech team. Bushra, she's wonderful, wonderful on that. She's our dream engineer, and she's responsible for all of that. So if you can drop a message or tag her on Builders Grid, she will be able to give you all that information. Perfect, guys. Thank you so much. Remember, the awakening is with us on the 23rd of April. This is our first brand new awakening, which is now called Awaken Your Dreams. So please, please, please bring your friends and family. Help us out. We only 2 weeks out with the event, and we require a lot of support from all of you to bring the people that we love and care about, so we all can build the we world together. I am so excited to seeing you all on the 23rd. And tomorrow on Transmission Thursdays, we are experiencing receptivity. So make sure you're there tomorrow. And in the meantime, upgrade your upgrade your frequency in the Builders Grid, so I can upload it in the Mass Collective Consciousness. I love reading your post in the Builders Grid. Keep posting there and keep living the dream that you are until we connect. This is Sidra Jafri signing off for now.